Hello everybody, I hope you are having a great start to your week. Well, I live in Calgary, and for any of you familiar with Calgary weather, boy oh boy, it was 20 degrees Celsius on Friday, Masters Friday, and now it's snowing today. When is this darn golf season? This is what always happens for me as a Calgarian. I've lived here my whole life. Gosh, we had courses open and now they're closed again. So hopefully we get that sun out and we're out on the course soon, and I hope wherever you are, either in Canada or anywhere in the world, you're getting to tee it up right now or pretty darn soon. Well, what a Masters week that was. Scotty Scheffler, that was unbelievable. What a win. And gosh, he just showed that, heck, even the best in the world can four-putt on that last hole, but to still win by that margin, absolutely unbelievable. And Tiger Woods, to show that grit and determination to come back from just 13 and a half months ago, potentially having to have his leg amputated, to making it to final round Sunday, and just so impressive. So impressive. So I'm excited to see. I hear he's going to tee it up at the Open at St. Andrews, so very exciting to see what's going to happen this year. So hopefully you had a wonderful Masters weekend. I know I sure enjoyed it. Well, it is week 3 of the Lisa Longball Spring Tune-Up Clinics. If this is your first time joining me, you may want to go back to some of the other videos. You can check out any of the videos on the Golf Town Facebook page, YouTube channel, or my Lisa Longball Facebook page or YouTube channel. Week number 1, we covered warm-up, grip, posture, and ball position. And last week, we covered alignment, pre-shot routine, and how to hit your irons and hybrids better and to stop hitting it thin, any shots thin. So if you would like to learn about any of that, go back and watch those 2 videos. Well, it is week 3 and it is all about power. We're talking about power and club head speed. So this week, we're going to talk about proper body sequencing, which is going to lead to gaining club head speed and ball speed, which will lead to distance, not only to your driver, but to every single club in your bag. So you're going to absolutely love it. And I'm also going to give you tips on how to stop slicing the ball and stop pulling the ball. Right now, I see Susan Marie has joined us from Tucson. Hello, Susan. And I see Gwen from Verdun, Manitoba. Hello, hello, hello. And Edwina, she has said hello as well. And Georgina from New Zealand. Oh my goodness. It's good to start getting cold for you. I know we're coming into our spring, summer, and you're heading into your fall, winter. So thanks for everyone who's watching globally. I sure appreciate that. All right, well, let's get started. I want to help you hit this golf ball longer, straighter, and better. So let's talk about proper body sequencing. Now, in a proper golf swing, you have 2 halves of your body. This is the upper half of the body, and this is the lower half. That's how I want you to think about it. To get as much distance as humanly possible, you need to wind up with the upper part of your body and unwind with the bottom. Wind up with the upper part of the body, unwind with the bottom. By winding up, you are creating coil and torque. What is going to lead to distance is the ability to create coil and torque. I would say that 80% of women in particular struggle hitting it over 200 yards. Why? Women are typically arms lifters. And what does that mean? So to be an arms lifter. So an arms lifter means that if I took a swing right now, and typically women tend to be a little bit more flexible than our male counterparts, if I took a swing here, you go, oh, Lisa, what a great swing. When in fact, I haven't turned one bit. All I have done is lifted my arms, and all I can do is drop them. And that ball isn't going to go anywhere. So here's the problem. When you lift your arms and then you simply drop your arms, there's 0 coil, 0 torque, which means no power, and it's going to be impossible for you to get club head speed. So here's the result. The result is you're going to hit a lovely 150-yard shot straight down the pipe, woo, but you're never going to hit it any longer. So if you're sitting there right now watching me thinking, am I an arms lifter? I want you to ask yourself, do you hit your 8-iron as far as your 7-iron, as far as your 6-iron? So do you hit several clubs the same distance? My guess is, if the answer is yes, you're an arms lifter. So here's the great news. You've got so much potential to add tons of yardage to your swing. And even those of you who are turning, can you turn a little bit more? So here's how we need to think about it. One way we know if we're an arms lifter, so if you can see I've got the ball in front of me here. I think you can see the ball there, perfect. So if you know you're an arms lifter, what you're gonna do is if you lift your arms and your chest is still facing the golf ball, you're an arms lifter. If you're a turner, if you turn, your chest should be facing straight behind you or your back to the target. I'll show you this way so that you can see it as well this way. So again, an arms lifter will have their chest facing the golf ball. A turner will have their chest facing directly behind them. Now, if you watched last week's lesson, you learned that the key to making sure that we make that good turn and don't lift our arms, we talked about this last week, because we said that's why you hit it cold. Like when you hit those thin, cold ones, it's not that you lift your head, you've lifted your torso, you've come out of your posture. So the fix I gave you, I want you to start your backswing with your lead shoulder. So that's your left shoulder for my righties, right shoulder with my lefties. If you start your backswing with your lead shoulder, it forces you to turn. You have no choice but to turn. But if you start your backswing with your hands or your arms, you're going to lift all day long. So again, it is so important you start that backswing with your lead shoulder to create turn, to create coil, to create torque. So important. I'm just going to do a shout out here. I see that Sherry's there. She says howdy from Texas. And Leslie, you just had a lesson this afternoon and you're working on the same thing. That is awesome that you're working on what I'm talking about right now. And Leslie, that's just so awesome that you've joined us. And Melissa, wonderful. Thanks for joining us. So again, if you want power and speed, you've got to turn. So here's the proper sequence. As I said, this is the top half of your body, this is the lower half. You're going to wind up at the top, unwind at the bottom. So let's talk about part one. Part one, we're already halfway there. I've already taught you, you need to start your backswing with that lead shoulder. So if you start the backswing with that lead shoulder, you will turn. You will make sure, instead of arms lifting, if you start with your hands or your arms, you'll lift. But if you start with your lead shoulder, you'll turn. Now, if you already are turning, I find that my gentlemen, they usually make a pretty good turn, but could they turn a little bit more? Or even my ladies who are good turners, do you have another inch in you? Because for every inch more that you can turn and create coil and torque, that's going to create more club head speed, which will lead to ball speed, which is going to lead to hitting all of your clubs longer, okay? So again, let's say you've made a turn to here. Can you turn here? Can you turn here? How much of a turn can you make? So remember we talked about in lesson number 1, warming up, that ability to warm up our sides, and I told you my number 1 favorite stretch. This is my number 1 favorite stretch, which will really help you get in turning. So that's something I want to see all of you doing as you warm up, and even throughout the round on the golf course, really will help you turn. Okay, so step number 1, we need to, what I call, turn the shirt. So very simply put, we said top half of the body, lower half. In the backswing, you need to turn your shirt, and that starts with that lead shoulder. Turn the shirt. Now, that's only half the battle. The second part is to keep that coil and torque. This is an absolute non-negotiable. You have to start your downswing with your lower body. Most golfers, this is a huge power leak. Even if you're a turner, if you start your downswing with your upper body, you've lost all that coil and torque you've built up. So again, we're starting with our lead shoulder. You create tons of coil and torque. If you start your downswing with your upper body, by the time you get to the ball, let me put a ball here. Let me show you what this looks like. If you start the downswing, here we go. So lead shoulder starts the backswing. If you start your downswing with your upper body, by the time you get to the ball, your shoulders are facing the ball, your hips are facing the ball, 0 coil, 0 torque. So what do you need to do? When you get to the top of your backswing, your first move in your downswing needs to be turn your lead hip, turn your lead pocket, turn your belt buckle, turn your guts. That's my favorite. Turn your guts. Anything that makes you turn. And remember, it's a turn, not a slide. Not a slide. So again, it's so important. You have to think of it as winding up and unwinding. Winding up and unwinding. So here's your new swing thought. And I know many of you, if you've seen my videos before, you've heard me say this. Turn the shirt in the backswing, turn the pants, or turn the skirt in the downswing. Turn the shirt, turn the skirt. Turn the shirt in the backswing, turn the pants, skirt, or shorts in the downswing, okay? So it looks something like this. When you get to the top of the backswing, that first move in your downswing is going to be turn the lead hip, turn the lead pocket, turn the belt buckle, whatever it is that makes you turn. Now, your arms are attached. At no point should you be trying to pull your arms down. That is a terrible swing thought. I don't want you to think pull your arms down in your downswing. Heck, they're attached. They're going to come with you. You have to turn the lower body. That has to be the first move. So again, it's turn the shirt in the backswing, turn the pants in the downswing. And then as you come to that ball, let me back up so you can see here, turn the shirt in the backswing, and if you turn the pants in the downswing, look at how my shoulders are going to be square and facing the ball, but my hips have already come through. My hips have already what we call cleared, have already cleared through and are facing towards my target, but my shoulders are facing the ball. That's called coil. That's called torque. That's what's going to lead to that club head speed and ball speed. So again, you need to think, if you are someone who really wants to add distance to all your clubs in your bag, turn your shirt in the backswing, turn your pants in the downswing. When you turn the shirt, can you turn it 1 more inch? Another 1/2 inch? As much as you can turn, it's turn the shirt in the backswing, turn the pants in the downswing. Now, tempo is very, very key with this. You need to make sure that you allow your body to wind up before you start turning. So I don't want to see you keeping turning, and while you're turning, you're trying to turn the pants. Allow that shirt to wind up as much as humanly possible, and then it's turn the pants. Turn the shirt in the backswing, turn the pants, or turn the skirt in the downswing. Really, really important. I'm going to see here, I see I've got Renee, who's visiting us from Texas. Again, I'm from Calgary, Alberta. We are very much like Texas. I have a cowboy hat, and I've got cowboy boots, so I fit in right there in Texas. And Deb, I see that you said you love to turn the shirt, turn the pants. Clear those hips. Yes, Deb, I love it. And Jason, thanks for watching. Okay, so if you want that more distance, it's turn the shirt, turn the pants, okay? And again, we'll give you an example here. I'll show you hitting the ball. Watch carefully. Watch my backswing. I'm going to start my backswing with my lead shoulder. When I get to the top of my backswing, watch what moves first. It's going to be my guts. Turn my guts. And again, it's a turn, not a slide. Let's do an example here, okay? Always a deep breath out. There we go. I'm going to do one more for you. Watch what starts that downswing. It's going to be the guts. And again, I'm always trying to brush the grass. Always trying to brush the grass, okay? Here we go. There we go. So again, turn the guts. I can't say that hard enough. So here's a swing thought I want you to take out of your vernacular. I no longer want you to think swing harder. No more swing harder. That is a terrible swing thought, because what happens is you start to take that back right, or sorry, my righties, back right shoulder, left shoulder for my lefties, your back shoulder, and when you want to swing harder, you start with your back shoulder. No, that's a club head speed killer. Here's your new swing thought. Instead of swing harder when you really want to go long, if you're on a men's or ladies long drive hole, or you just want to rip it over a canyon, or if you want to hit a long ball into a par 5, instead of swing harder, I want you to think turn harder. Turn harder, not swing harder. So what do I mean by that? When you get to the top of the backswing, it's not swing harder, it's turn harder, not swing harder. So for power and speed, turn harder, not swing harder. So again, and that comes on the downswing. That comes in to turn the skirt or turn the pants. Let's do it one more time. I'm going to turn harder. Here we go. Slow, patient backswing here. Turn the shirt, turn the pants. So it's a turn harder, not swing harder. That's a great, great swing thought. You're going to love that. Linda, I see you have joined us from Quebec. Hello. Tracy, I love that you've joined us. And Betsy, love the turn harder. Turn harder is a phenomenal mantra. Turn harder, not swing harder. And that will help you keep that proper sequencing of turn the shirt in the backswing, turn the pants, or turn the skirt in the downswing, okay? And Emily, I see that you're waving. Emily came to my golf school in Phoenix. Emily, so glad you've joined us. She's from out in the Vancouver area, so that's fabulous. All right, so we talked about how to gain speed that way. Doing that turn the shirt, turn the pants is going to help you get speed, again, with all the clubs in your bag, all right? Now, here's something else that is so important that so many people struggle with, slicing the ball and pulling the ball. So how do we stop slicing? How do we stop pulling? Well, let's start with pulling, because right now, pulling, I usually see this with my lower handicap golfers, but of course it can happen to any golfer. What is a pull? A pull for my right-handed golfer, the ball is going left, and for my left-handed golfer, it's going right. So what causes a pull? So what typically, again, there's many things that cause a pull, but the first thing I think about, because this is my bad move actually, I call it, instead of going turn the shirt, turn the pants, or turn the skirt, I go turn the shirt, turn the shirt. Let me show you what it means. So when I get up to my ball, if I found that I've pulled the ball, it looks something like this. So as a right-handed golfer, this ball is going to go left, okay? So instead of turn the shirt, turn the pants, watch what starts my downswing. Turn the shirt, turn the shirt. Now for any of you who could see that, that ball went straight left. Why? Because I started my downswing with my upper body. So my upper body outraced my lower body and I pulled the ball. So if you're a puller of the ball, if you're hitting it left as a righty and right as a lefty, the first thing I want you to think about, did I have lazy guts? Lazy guts. So when you got to the top of the backswing, did you start that downswing with your guts, or did you start it with that back shoulder? So typically, if you pull the ball, I find that you're starting your downswing with the back shoulder instead of the guts. So I call it lazy guts. So on my very next swing, my only swing thought is turn the guts, turn the guts. And that typically straightens my ball out, okay? So that's a huge one for any of you pullers. Mike, I see you have joined us from Nova Scotia. Hello, hello, hello. And Nancy, so good. I'm thrilled that you're enjoying the tips. Thank you so much. Now, here's the big one that we all talk about, and that is slicing. Why do we slice the ball? There's many reasons we slice the ball. We can get into path and so many different things. I'm going to show you 2 reasons that could stop you today, without making a major swing change, that will stop you from slicing the golf ball. So these are 2 of the biggest reasons. Not the only reasons, but 2 of the biggest reasons. Number 1, grip pressure. Now, we talked about this in lesson 1. On a scale of 1 to 10, if you're 2,364, what's going to happen is when you swing, and I'm holding the club really hard right now, I'm coming through the swing. As you can see, my club face is open. Why? Because my tight grip pressure won't allow me to square up that club face. So what happens is when I have that tight grip pressure, that club face remains open, and I'm going to slice it all day long. I'm going to move my golf bag because I'm going to take a couple of slices here, and I'll demonstrate this in just a moment here. Here we go. All right. Let me show you a slice. Can I slice it when I want to? All right, so right now, I'm going to make a swing, and the only thing I'm going to do, on a scale of 1 to 10, your grip pressure should only be about a 3. So when I make my swing, I'm going to squeeze really, really tightly, okay? Here we go. I'm squeezing tightly. I'm going to make a swing. Oh boy, and if you can see that ball went straight into the corner, okay? So again, what's happened is that grip pressure is so tight, it opened my club face, and I'm going to slice it all day long. So if you're slicing, the first thing I want you to do is go, was my grip pressure a little tight? And maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Your very next swing thought, because again, you know I'm a huge fan of simple swing thoughts, I want you to take a deep breath out. So whenever I hit a slice, on my very next shot, what I do, I take a deep breath out, and I focus on a relaxed grip pressure. So let me do that right now. So I just sliced it. Let's take a deep breath out. And I get that straight down the pipe. So again, relax your grip pressure if you're slicing. Now that's one reason we slice. Another reason we slice, and this one is huge. Now, I told you last class, if you only take 3 things from everything I'm going to teach you over these 5 weeks, the 3 things I want you to take away, we've already discussed 2 of them. One is brush the grass. Brush the grass. Number 2, turn the shirt, turn the pants. And number 3, this is going to lead to longer shots and straighter shots, okay? This is the 3rd one. These are the 3 biggies I want you to take home. That is, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. And what do I mean by finish your golf swing? If you want to hit a golf ball longer, you've got to swing all the way through to the end. And if you want to hit it straighter. So we said, why do we slice? Let me demonstrate for you. I'm going to hit a golf ball right now. And the second I hit my golf ball, I'm going to stop swinging. I'm going to stop swinging. It's going to look something like this. Here we go. Now, for those of you who couldn't see the ball, it went straight to the corner of the simulator. Guess what? That's exactly where my hips are facing. If I had finished my golf swing, so right now, my heel is barely off the ground, my hips are facing exactly where my ball went, which is the corner of the simulator. Watch this. If I had finished my golf swing, boom, straight down the pipe, okay? So, if you don't finish your golf swing, if you hit your ball and think your job is done, you are going to slice it all day long. Because what's going to happen is your ball is going to go where your hips are going. So it is imperative that you finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. I'm just going to say hello to Sylvie here. Oh, she said she met me at the Edmonton event last week. I did a keynote speech last week in Edmonton, and also I did the Golf Town North Edmonton store. Sylvie, so glad you're joining me today. And Sandy from Victoria, yes, finish your golf swing. And Vivi, you're so right. She doesn't finish her golf swing, and that's a bad habit. So this is a great reminder. And that's what this clinic is for. This clinic is for some refreshers and some reminders and hopefully some new tips too. All right, how can I help you finish your golf swing? First of all, let's talk about what a finished golf swing looks like. This is what a finished golf swing looks like. In a properly finished golf swing, it's going to look like this. After you make your swing, you're going to finish with all of your weight on the front side. All your weight's on the front side. You should be able to lift your back foot. As you're holding your finish, you should be able to hold the finish till the ball lands and be able to lift up that back foot. Okay, all the weight on the front side. What do I see from people who don't finish their golf swing? I see this all the time. Watch this. Check out my feet, okay? Watch my feet here. I'm going to make a golf swing and check this out. I see this all the time, and sometimes the result's not bad. My feet are dead flat. If your feet are dead flat, you are losing minimum 30 yards, and I guarantee you it's going to be tough to hit it straight. You've got to get to the point where all that weight goes on the front side, and how do you know if it does? check out the back sole of my shoe. Watch this. If you hit a properly struck golf ball and you finish your golf swing, all your weight's on the front, I should be able to see the entire back sole of your shoe. If I can't see the entire back sole of your shoe, you have no hope of finishing your golf swing. I like to think of it as dirty toe. At the end of the round, the top of your shoe, of your big toe on your back shoe, so for a right-handed golfer, that's your right shoe, and your lefty, it's your left, should be dirty. I call it dirty toe. At the end of the round, you need to have dirty toe. So what happens is, if you've properly finished that golf swing, that toe should be turned over into the grass so that it's dirty. You want to have all that weight onto the front side. I should see the entire back sole of your shoe. If I can't, you've left weight on the back side, and you're killing your distance, and you're killing your accuracy. So finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. So I should have all the weight on the front side. I should see the entire back sole of your shoe. So I like to call it dirty toe at the end of the round. Your back shoe, at the top of your back shoe, should have a dirty toe. And one other thing, I want you, if you were wearing a belt, I would want your belt buckle not to face to the target. To the target is the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum to the target. What would make me even happier than that? A little past the target. So for instance, when you make a golf swing, I want to see, when you're done, your golf swing, here we go. I want to see, if this is straight, your belt buckle's past the target. So for my right-handed golfers, that's left of the target, and for my lefties, it's going to be right. So bare minimum to the target, but past the target. So finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. What's going to happen is it's going to allow you to accelerate, and it's going to allow you to add more speed and distance, and definitely straighter. So if you're someone who struggles with finishing your golf swing, what's a swing thought? Again, you know I'm a big fan of swing thoughts. So what's your swing thought if you struggle finishing your golf swing? Here's the swing thought. I find most of us have a pretty darn good practice swing. So when you make a practice swing, it looks pretty great. And you go all the way through to finish. And you know when you have that good practice swing, you're like, ooh, this is going to be good. This is going to be good, right? Okay, then you get a ball. You make your swing. And it's gone straight to the right. And you're like, what? I just had a great practice swing. Well, check it out. My heel's barely off the ground, my hips are facing the corner, and I'm nowhere near finishing my golf swing. So here's the problem. This is what I find. I find that we make a great practice swing because there's no ball there. So we will naturally swing all the way through to finish. And if you don't finish your golf swing, what happens is why? Because when we put a ball there, once your club connects with the ball, many of you think, oh, my job's done. So you start cruising down to Easy Street. You hit the ball and you immediately start to decelerate. So you hit that ball, you start to slow down, and that's why the hips shut down there. What's another indication that you haven't finished your golf swing? Watch this. Video yourselves. All of you, most of you have a cell phone. If you have a cell phone, iPad, whatever you have someone video you. Slow-mo is even better if you can. And this is what I want you to look for. When you make your golf swing, does your swing look like this? I see this all the time. Hands either in front of the face or just above the head. Okay? Maybe to the side, but the hands are somewhere in here. If your hands stop near your face or just above your head, you have no hope of finishing this golf swing. What happened is, for your hands to stop here, you had to have slowed down at the ball. You physically could not stop your hands here without slowing down at the ball. So here's your new swing thought. For all of you who are not finishing your golf swing, here's your swing thought. Are you ready? I want you to think, when you hit this golf ball, your club head should be moving fastest, not at the ball. That's what most people would tell me. Where should your club head be moving fastest? Oh, at the ball, Lisa. No, not at the ball. 3 feet past the ball. Through the ball. I want you to think, swing through the ball. The club head should be moving fastest 3 feet past the ball. So when you're swinging, your club head should be moving through the ball. Now, I didn't brush the grass. Let me do one more here. Through the ball. It should be accelerating. And then when you have that ball there, so you do a practice swing. And here's the beauty. I talked to you about practice swings. Should you take a practice swing? I think yes. Why? This goes back to our brush the grass lesson, right? Now, can you take another one if you miss brushing the grass? Yes, quickly, right? Really quickly. And can you take a third? No, that's annoying. So we want to keep the pace of play. But what the important part of a practice swing is, it's swinging through the ball. You need to do that. Accelerate through the ball. Practice like you play. So again, after your practice swing, when you're ready to hit the golf ball, here's your swing thought. I want my club head to moving fastest 3 feet past the ball, through the ball, swing through the ball. So again, when you want that speed, instead of slowing down at the ball, I want you to swing through the ball. Here we go. And it will literally pull you to the front side if you swing through it. And again, how do we know that we're going to be finished properly? If you make a swing and that club, I want to see the club on the back. Kind of like what you'd see in an LPGA, I'll do it this way, an LPGA Tour finish. If you look at the LPGA Tour logo, this is what it looks like. It doesn't look like this. It looks like this. And again, I recently was doing a golf school in Victoria. I was so blessed to have students that were 80 years old. My 80-year-old ladies were ripping it and getting their hands to their back. So again, barring injury, I believe we can swing all the way through. I promise you, it will add distance to every club in your bag, and it will straighten you out. That is the secret sauce. So again, the 3 big takeaways that you need to take away from my lesson so far: brush the grass, turn the shirt, turn the pants, and finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing, finish your golf swing. All right, Nathan, I see you here. You go too fast. I forget the club twirl. You know what? I agree. I do love a good club twirl. I saw several at the Masters. I'm okay with speed, but not sweet speed in the backswing. Next week, we're going to be talking about driver. I'm going to give you a great swing thought for that, Nathan. You're going to love it. I love speed, but not in the backswing. And again, remember, it's turn harder, not swing harder. Lori, okay, same swing for most clubs. Absolutely, Lori. I swing my pitching wedge exactly like I swing my fairway woods and hybrid and driver. Same swing. It's all the same principles. Turn the shirt, turn the pants, turn harder, swing, brush the grass, swing all the way through to finish. All the same for all your clubs for full swing, of course, not for chipping and putting and pitching. And Judy, you said that's exactly what you do. Okay, gratitude, you are so welcome. Great, I hope it helps you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you've enjoyed this lesson. I know it's going to help you hit it longer, straighter, better. Join me next week. We're going to be talking about driver, my very favorite club in the bag, and putting, because those two things go hand in hand. You can't just be a good driver of the golf ball. What you saw with Scotty Scheffler, ooh, could he putt? Now, let's not look at 18. He was pretty jacked up and excited, but it's the key putts. And how proud were you of Corey Connors, our Canadian, another top 10 finish. And so he's guaranteed to be back in the Masters next year, which is totally awesome. So thank you again for joining me. Again, if you've missed any of the lessons, I build on each one. So you need to understand the concepts of each lesson. Please go to Golf Town's YouTube page or Facebook. You can find the videos there. I'll post it as soon as I'm done here. Or my Facebook page or YouTube channel, which is at Lisa Longball. I'm also on Twitter at Lisa Longball. And anyone who wants any information, I know I've been asked about my golf schools and everything that I do in terms of corporate speaking and all the rest of that. That's on my website, which is www.lisalongball.com. Now, enjoy the rest of your week. I hope the snow is going to melt, at least here in Calgary and anywhere else in Canada or anywhere else in the United States that has snow. Hopefully, we're all going to be golfing soon. And for those of you who celebrate Easter, I wish you a happy, happy Easter, and I hope the Easter Bunny spoils you. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye.